All right, let's move to Wednesday night. Florida International, Sam Houston State. We've got Sam Houston State, 5-point home favorites, 40.5 being the total in this game. Man, I'll tell you what, you talk about a team that gravely disappointed me last week. Really, really, really stunning to see how bad they started, and they dug themselves too much of a hole. I give them credit, and Mike McIntyre's team credit, for fighting and competing hard in the second half, but they were just out of it too. I mean, you cannot just have that bad of a first quarter, even against a team like UTEP, and expect to win the game. Very disappointing, because that was a weeknight home game, televised game. You don't see that often for Florida International, and they just got off to a wretched start. That's now 0-3 straight up, 0-3 against the spread now for Florida International in their last 3 games. 38-6 loss to Liberty, 34-17 loss on the road against New Mexico State. That was a game that was competitive for a while, and then it kind of fell apart for FIU in the second half. And then last week it fell apart early. I mean, what were they down, like 21-0 or something right off the shoot against UTEP, and they just couldn't recover from that. They lose 27-14. The offense, to me, there's still work in progress still. They sacked Grayson James down. They went to Kewan Jenkins at quarterback instead. He's still a very raw quarterback as far as passing, only 50% completions, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 216 through the air, and that's against a bad UTEP team last week. So that bothers me now. You're going on the road, and the one thing Sam Houston's had this year at times is a solid defense that kind of didn't play their best against New Mexico State, but it's also a defense that really shut down Liberty for the second half and kept them in that game, and we know how much we like Liberty. So they've kind of been Jekyll and Hyde lately. Start the season with 2 terrific defensive efforts against Air Force and BYU, and then they get ripped apart by Jacksonville State and Houston. And then Liberty, they play well, and then they kind of regress a bit and take a step back last week against New Mexico State. But when they're on their game, Sam Houston State's defense is capable of keeping them in games. The problem is you've got to trust this Keegan Shoemaker quarterback and this offense laying points, and I'm not ready to do that with Sam Houston State and that offense. I'm just not ready. I'm not at the point where, let's lay 5 with this offense of Sam Houston State. No, I'm not at that point. And they are riddled at the running back spot with injuries. Zach Herbacek, John Gentry, Landon Brown, Charles Crawford. That's running back 1 through 4 on their depth chart. They're all questionable for this football game against FIU. So that's not what you want to see. I lean FIU again. Maybe I'm a glutton for punishment. They let me down so much last week, but it would be FIU or nothing for me at this number. What do you think, C-Mac?
Yeah, I don't know if I can take them. I don't know if I really want both of these teams.
Losing to UTEP is not a ringing endorsement of your football team. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, when we'll get to UTEP, they just got, just like slapped, like bitch slapped right away, and you're just down 21-0, and that was just it. That seemed like the rest of the game, and they just cruised. Jenkins, 12 of 24, same old shit. He threw 200 yards, a pick. The offenses are very good. They're deep. I think you look under. We have a low total here, though. I mean, I don't see how there's going to be a shootout in this one. Shoemaker's been a little bit better. They're at home. But I don't want to lay, basically a touchdown here to win with Sam Houston at all, too. So I lean a little bit to the under, even at 40.
Yeah, this is one of those totals where, after what I've seen from FIU's defense, it may feel a little low, but it might be a little high with what you've seen from Sam Houston here. I mean, to me, on Kong's Clips, I'm right with you in our chat. And shout out to everyone in our chat. Kong's Clips, Hirsch, Ian